Welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts. Episode, I think it's number 4 already. Number 4 online. Excited, as I said in the previous episode, we're so excited to be back online. If you want to share the show, once you see it, it's up on YouTube. Search Arts Talk Online on YouTube. You can find us there. It's awesome. And make sure, as I said, share it with as many people as you can. If you want to be on the show, email us at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to get you on. We cover arts of all genres. So I'm really excited about this show because we're doing something a little bit different. We've got, first of all, we do have a guest. We have Joslyn Nicole McDonald, who owns a private studio in her house called Our Studio. And we've always wanted to have on Arts Talk some type of a cooking segment. So baking is an art. It's an art form. So we've got Terri Thompson, who is a local baker here, just out of Sherwood Park, actually. And we're going to be doing a regular segment with Terri. So we have our first segment with Terri on this show. So I actually got to go to her house and bake with her. And I'm not a baker. So it was fun to actually get to play with things and learn how to do things and put things together. I'm not going to tell you what we made, but I will tell you this. It tasted very, very well, very, very good. And Eric, our camera guy, also got to eat it. So I think that's his favorite segment, in the fact that we actually get to eat the food and taste it afterward. But anyway, it's fun working with Terri. Terri's actually, I can't tell you a whole lot, but she's actually on a national show right now on CBC called the Great Canadian Baking Show. So if you're following that show, she's one of the competitors on it. And that's about all I can say about it, because she can't tell us anything about it either. So anyway, we've got so much happening on this show. I'm not going to spend a lot of time chatting with you right now. Email us at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. We'll be right back after this with Joslyn. I'd like to welcome to Arts Talk Joslyn Nicole McDonald. How are you, Joslyn?
I'm very well, thank you.
So, Joslyn, you have started a gallery in your own home. So it's a private type gallery. So tell me a little bit about it and tell me what it's called.
So I live in a wonderful community called Park Allen, and it's called Our Studio, and I have local artists featured in my home.
Cool. So are there other galleries like this in the city? What made you decide that you wanted to have a gallery in your house?
Well, my daughters, Lily and Roxy, and I were driving back from BC, and I wanted to incorporate something that I love. And my kids innocently just said, hey, why don't we have a music and art studio in our home? And I went and I applied for some permit, and here I am. Now I'm operational.
So how does it work? So if I'm an artist and I find out about you, obviously probably through your website, and I want to display at your house, how does that work?
So you would contact me through info at our home gallery. Then I would invite you to my home. You would have an opportunity to place your artwork on my wall, and I would promote you, and it would be no cost at all. And it's an 80-20% commission.
So do you have any specific genre of artwork? Is it mainly abstract? Or is it all different?
I welcome all artists of different genres.
Okay. Are you an artist yourself?
I make earrings and I do paint. Yeah, I appreciate art. Yeah.
Right. So what is it, I guess, what's it like then? So if I'm a buyer of art and I find your website and I decide that I want to buy a piece, so again, same thing, we contact you through your website to be able to come and have a look?
Or you can contact me at 780-243-6707, and you can book an appointment, and I can have a private showing for you, and also you can visit my website.
So is there any opportunity as a buyer as well, if, say, I wanted to meet the artist that did the painting?
Absolutely. In the near future, we're going to be featuring the artists through wine tastings. And again, I will be promoting that on my website, and you can sign up. Ourstudiohomegallery.ca.
Ourstudiohomegallery.ca.
And that's R, like the letter R. Our studio.
So you're fairly new. You haven't been up and running for too long yet. And how's it been going for you?
Very well. So I have just recently been advertising, promoting online, and many people are submitting their submissions, and they've come to my home, and it's wonderful.
So how much actually artwork can you put into your house? Like, and how many artists at any particular time do you have?
Well, right now I'm full. I have 5 featured artists. So I have a waiting list right now.
Oh, excellent. I was just going to ask that. So are there people waiting to get in? And how long do they keep their artwork up? Say, for instance, you have 2 or 3 pieces of a particular artist, and for whatever reason, maybe you sell one piece, but the other 2 don't sell right away. Like, how long will you keep it up?
So right now if I make a commitment for 6 months, and then we can reevaluate. But the idea is to promote vigorously and to sell.
Excellent. So I want to take this time again to thank you, Joslyn, for being on the show. And if you want to check out our studio, make sure that you check out her website. If you want to set up a time to meet with her and have an invite to the studio, do that as well. Again, if you're an artist, great opportunity because it's such a nice environment, because it's a private environment. So you can have your work shown as it would look in a home, which I think is awesome. Joslyn, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Bill, and you're welcome to my house anytime to shoot.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. It's events time here again on Arts Talk. This is brought to you by Bottom Line Productions here in Edmonton. 3 great events coming up. The New Moon Folk Club presents the Paperboys on November 17th at the St. Basil's Cultural Center. That's on 108 71first Ave. Tickets are available at Tix on the Square. For over 2 decades, the Paperboys have been touring the world and lighting up stages with their freewheeling blend of influences from Celtic and bluegrass to Mexican music, brass bands, and Canadian roots. So that sounds like an awesome show. There's a real good mix of music there. Also coming up, November 25th and 26th is the Leading Stars Arts and this is actually put on by Leading Stars Arts and Education. Presents a 1940s radio Christmas carol, and that'll be at 2 p.m. and 7:30 on those days, and that's being held at the Betty Andrews Recital Hall, which is at 11110 104th Avenue. Again, tickets are available at Tix on the Square. It's Christmas Eve 1943, and the Feddington Players are now broadcasting from a hole-in-the-wall studio in Newark, New Jersey, and they're sent to present the contemporary take on a Dickens Christmas carol. So it's kind of neat. This is going to be done like a radio play, so check that out, November 25th, 26th. And at the Walter Dale Theater, they're presenting Shatter by Trina Davies, which is December 6th to December 16th. That is going to be, as mentioned, at the Walter Dale. Tickets again available at Tix on the Square. So that show is about Anna McLean's eye has been turned by all the handsome soldiers roaming about the streets of her hometown in Halifax, and she feels the promise of something great lingering on the horizon for her. So you're going to want to check that out. That's again at the Walter Dale. Opens December 6th, runs through till December 16th, the great show to see before Christmas. We'll be right back after this. So excited. This is our new segment on Arts Talk called Baking with Terri Thompson. How are you, Terri?
I'm doing good. How are you, Bill?
I'm doing really well. We've always talked about having a cooking segment on Arts Talk because it's an art. Baking especially is an art form, correct?
Absolutely. I would say it's a combination of art and science, which is probably why I love it. I love science and I love art. So.
Which, really, I'm not great at science. I was never great at science in school. So apparently Terri wants me to help today, and it's going to be a little bit fun because I don't know what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do. So Terri, what are we making?
We are making a blueberry Danish braid today. So it should be fun. It's a really impressive thing, but it's actually not that hard. Most of the time that goes into this recipe is it just sitting in your fridge proofing.
She says it's not that hard. I'm involved in this, so this is going to be interesting. So let's see how this all goes. So what am I doing? I'm putting this in
there.
In here.
And then we've already measured out how much yeast we need, which is 2.
So dump this right in.
1/4 teaspoon. Sprinkle that over the water. Yep. And then we've measured our sugar. Just pour about half of that in. That's just to feed the yeast.
Just half.
Yep. We'll add the rest to our flour mixture. And then we'll give it a little shake. Just try and get all the It incorporated, and now this should start growing. All right, so we're letting that just to do its thing. So
Okay.
we've got our 2.5 cups flour,
Okay.
and this is where you're gonna go to work.
Uh-oh.
All right, you're gonna cube this.
Cube it into small cubes.
You got it.
I have worked in the kitchen before.
I can tell.
So, how many? Oh, the whole thing?
The whole thing, we need all that good butter.
How's that for size?
I think that's pretty good because you still got some work to do.
Okay. All right.
All right, let's add a quick teaspoon or so of salt to that.
Okay.
And now you can use your hands, and you want to break it down so it becomes like a crumbly mixture. But
Okay.
you don't want all the butter blended in. You still want to see pieces of it no bigger than the size of a pea. All right.
All right. So what's next, Terry?
So we've got this. It's kind of foamy now and dissolved
see
down. We
that.
didn't do the best job breaking it down, but it'll be fine.
Why did you get into baking, Terry?
I always had a lot of good bakers in my family, and I like homemade stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
like, I think anyone will say it's better. But I was terrible at it. And then I worked in a bakery at university, and I had to learn how to make fresh bread because that stuff is just so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually, my boyfriend at the time, well, fiance, he got injured before about 5 months before our wedding, lost his leg.
Oh, no.
So he was in like hospital and then rehab for a while. So hospital food sucks. And to me, food is like this healing, wonderful thing. So
Right.
I got even more into it by trying to bake his favorite treats and just,
Yeah.
keep morale up while he was healing.
Am I
Pour it
pouring all of this in now?
All of it in. You good at cracking eggs?
I can try.
All right.
I
So
have
crack
cracked a few
that
eggs.
into the milk. Into the milk. Into the milk.
Into the milk.
Oh, he almost.
Whoa.
Oh, I was close.
That was close.
You would have had to start again.
We would have had an outtake for our viewers to watch. All right. How's that? You
Looks
need it?
good to me.
Looks
And now
good?
pour it right in there.
So the egg is going in there anyway.
It is, yeah. And then let's just really carefully fold it. We want to be pretty gentle.
Okay. For
You can
sure.
pour that in there now.
This is going in here.
Going in there. So you're basically making a bread base, but adding it to what you would for a pie dough to get this
Oh,
kind of
nice.
Danish pastry. So now super gently,
Super gently.
you just want to fold it till it comes together.
So remember that term in baking. Super gentle.
I'm pretty sure that's a professional term. I'm fairly
is it?
certain. Yeah,
Okay. No.
that that's what they would say.
Very
Well,
s-
and what's nice, you'll get 2 out of this. So you
Yeah.
can make one and then freeze the dough, and then you look like a hero some other day that you pull it out ready to go.
That's true.
That looks good.
That's
I like
good.
that, yeah.
That's good.
I like that because once we go to this next step that we
Should I
have
be
ready,
scraping this off?
Yep.
So there's no wastage?
you don't waste.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to rinse.
Yes.
So people know where I'm going.
And basically now you wrap it up. It's going to rise a bit in the fridge, and it has to stay in your fridge at least 4 hours.
Okay.
But if you wanted to, you could make this the day before and
Oh,
then
nice.
pull it out ready.
Okay.
This one needs to be rolled out
Okay.
into envelope. This one you can see it's been done.
Wow.
And you see how it's all puffy? Like my
I see that.
saran wrap might explode? That's a good sign.
That's a nice thing.
That's a good thing. So this is the one we're going to work with, but first we'll let you practice the envelope fold.
Oh, the envelope.
So you
fold.
want to give a good dusting of flour to your surface. So I kind of shape it into a rectangle with my hands, and then I start rolling it out.
Science and geometry. Okay.
There. So now you're going to roll it out. I'll give you some guidelines. Kind of like into there. See?
Good. Wow.
Kind of like that. This is sort of the folding stage, which is how you get those layers in your pastry.
Okay.
Now, next one's going to be all you. So here we go. So you take an edge,
Yes.
get all our excess flour off. You're
Yeah.
going to fold it out like that.
So I'm fold this over in this way.
And then you fold that one over top. Bring this back underneath.
It's not like pizza dough. I don't have to like take it and throw it up in the air and spin it around on my
Oh
finger.
God, no.
Okay,
I
good.
wouldn't even try that. That's
Okay,
not-
good.
No. I'm not that kind of baker.
You're not throwing the dough.
Nope. Not on purpose anyway. Okay, do it again into another long rectangle.
All right.
I know, fun, right?
Well, okay, Terry.
I'll hop
Use
in
your
one more
professional. Yeah, see, that's what I probably needed to do. See how aggressive she is with
I
that?
am aggressive.
It's almost scary.
So you do the folds again. You remember the fold?
Let's see if I can do the
Yep.
fold.
Good.
One thing I can do, I can fold.
Good.
And
One more
over.
time. You got it.
And we roll it out again.
Well, technically we're supposed to do it 3 times, but I feel like you've suffered through 2.
Gee, thanks, Terry.
So we'll call it.
She's on
call
my
it
side.
at 2. Because
Okay.
basically once we roll it out, we're gonna fill it and then pop it in the oven after have a 10-minute rest.
use different fillings?
Anything you want. That's what I like about this recipe and why I thought it might be a fun one to share. You know, maybe if I was doing an apple filling, I might put some toasted nuts and some caramel in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of putting an icing glaze, you could put just the coarse sugar on top. But anything you could think of. You could put peaches, whatever.
So you could almost do it as based on the season. So if you're making one, say, for Thanksgiving, you put a filling in that fits
Absolutely.
that
Apple
theme.
pie or pumpkin.
Christmas, you do something along that line.
So now, remember that lovely dough you rolled out? Here comes the hard part though. This is where you have to make it a real rectangle. All right, I feel like that's good. So, I mean, some people have pastry cutters. I just use a pizza roll. Mm-hmm. We'll just trim that.
That works just as well. I'm going to cut those corners off.
Roughly like that. Again, it's going to be pretty and rustic, so it doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to make 2 triangles, about like that. So you're going to do, just to start, right like that.
And then it's like folding it over kind of thing?
Yeah, and we're going to do a double, because you don't want them too big. So about like that.
This is,
yeah.
how's that?
One more each side, if you can, without cutting into the triangle. We can just put some.
I'll let you spread that out, Terry, because then
Well,
if,
especially because it's still warm, so that way I get the blame if it.
that's right. So if
turns
anything
into a
happens,
puddle.
or maybe it leaks a little bit,
It's
or
definitely gonna
you know,
leak
then
out.
it wasn't me.
We know it's leaking because we cut way too far in. It does smell good though, you're right. So you're gonna take one, you come over. I always just fold this up a bit to try and keep it in.
I'm gonna kind of let you do this.
All of it?
I'm gonna sit back and watch because you have a
It's
really good
easy.
technique there.
So I'm gonna just cut this off up there.
Yeah. So now we do egg wash.
Yeah, and you can do the egg wash. Nice, generous egg wash, and we're gonna do one more before it goes in the oven. It has to rest for 20 minutes.
So what does the egg wash do? Is that going to give it some shine?
It's gonna make it shiny and gold. Otherwise your pastry stays really pale and then
Right.
people can think it's undercooked when it's not.
Right.
We're gonna give this 20 minutes. Now I don't have a magic one to pull.
That's
it,
okay.
sorry.
That's fine. You know.
So we're gonna pop it in.
Okay. Put that in the oven,
We're gonna
and we're
do-
going to come back
Yes.
with this beautifully golden brown braided. I forgot what to call it.
Danish.
Danish
Thing.
Gold brown braided Danish thing. For the baking segment. Yes, Willow. Do you bake as well, or do you just kind of supervise? You're the supervisor, I can tell, because you did check to come and have a look at the quality for sure. Which, by the way, I helped put that together. All right, so we're gonna make some icing.
So you want to take about a teaspoon of vanilla. Yeah,
So
like a real
it's,
teaspoon.
So it's an actual teaspoon,
teaspoon.
Of vanilla,
Sure.
not about.
Not about. It's a
I like vanilla.
Me
So,
too. It
you
smells
know,
good. And
that's
smell it.
okay.
This is a nice one. It's good stuff.
It smells great.
All right, so I took about half a cup of icing sugar. We added
Okay.
about a teaspoon of vanilla.
About a teaspoon, okay?
And then I usually start off with 2 tablespoons of the milk.
Okay, an actual 2 tablespoons.
An actual 2 tablespoons. You can use milk or heavy cream, whatever you have.
Okay, now does it make a difference if you add milk or heavy cream in the consistency?
I
of
like
it?
the heavy cream. I think it makes it a bit richer
Okay.
and creamier. But I mean, if you don't want it, that's okay too. That will be our drizzle. Now I'm going to get you to stir it.
Okay. The icing is absolutely perfect.
That is
Terry.
what I said.
Yeah.
It is. Good
Yeah.
job.
Well, thank you. I like the spoon that
Yeah,
we're
I
using.
figured that would be a good touch.
That's a perfect spoon.
That's probably, let's see.
Now, again, for our viewers, it smells absolutely wonderful here right now.
That's like you saw us make. Braided it up, baked it.
And like I said, really, it's a lot simpler than it looks. So if you're at home going, ooh, I don't know if I want to attempt that. No, it was actually very easy
It really
to make.
is.
You don't, for our very first bake that we've done on the show, that was easy.
Yeah, and I mean,
So, to our viewers, it's our very first segment, Baking with Terri. So, down the road, we'll have more segments coming up, and Terri will show us a lot more different things we can do and try. Simple things and easy things you can do at home, and just to show that you know, Terry's got a ton of experience, but you can do this at home. You don't have to be a professional baker. You don't have to be scared to try things, right?
Absolutely.
Try things, experiment with things, and there's all sorts of wonderful things you can come up. So I'm going to actually go back to the studio now, but I'm going to continue to eat this as well.
You should bring some with you.
I think I'll take it with me. So that's it. Another show of Art Stock done, and it's kind of neat. As we've told you back at the beginning, we shoot at Bedouin Beats, which is just on 118th Ave, 94th Street here in Edmonton. They've been so kind to let us shoot in their smaller studio. So while we're actually here shooting the show in the larger studio, there's a dance class going on. So we're listening to some fantastic music happening over in that other studio while we shoot our show. But again, thank you so much for viewing. Make sure you share the episodes. We had, again, a great show. Joslyn McDonald, check her website out and her new studio, our studio, which is in her home. So check that out, get a viewing, or if you're an artist, get in touch with her because you can display your art there. And we got to do some baking with Terri. That was a fun segment to do. It's a longer segment than we normally put on the show, but because it's baking, we felt that it needed to be a bit longer so we could cover everything that we did on the show. And we're going to be doing another segment with her in December as well, which will be some Christmas baking of some type. Not sure what it is yet, but we'll find out in the near future. The other thing we're going to be doing in December is we're going to be shooting our show at West Edmonton Mall. We're going to be on the Santa Maria. So for those of us who have followed Arts Talk for about the past 6 years or so, and when we were online about 5 years ago, we shot on the Santa Maria for our Christmas show. So we're going to line up some fun guests for that, and that's going to be fun. If you want to come down and watch us shoot at the Santa Maria on West Ed, you're welcome to do that too. That's going to be on December 6th. We'll be there from 7 till 8:30 p.m. And come on down, watch us shoot Arts Talk. So again, you want to be on the show, artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. Email us. We want artists of all genres to come on and do segments with us and do interviews with us, show us your work, show us what you've got coming up, what events you have coming up. If you, again, have events as well, let us know about that, and we'll try and get those on the show as well. Anyway, it's been a slice. We'll see you next time.